And you know what Monday is?
Do you know what Monday is? Do you? Mondays are the days that we have, let's say, a little heavy single on bench.
That's
what I'm thinking. I've been prepping for this thing for a minute. I have my eggs in a lot of baskets right now. I have some of the eggs in arm wrestling, I have some of the eggs in bodybuilding, and I have some of the eggs in powerlifting. I mean, I have most of the eggs in Aaron. Yeah, there's a lot to balance here. So basically, my point being is that I have just not been trying super hard to get strong on squat and deadlift nearly as much as I have on bench. Like I've been trying to get really strong on bench, and it's been like a big goal of mine to hit that 425 bench, just because like that's just a crazy number. And honestly, if I were to sit here and say that I know I'm gonna hit it, I'd be capping. The reason that I haven't really been uploading anything is because I've had a really rough like past 2 to 3 weeks. And I mean, that's just an excuse in reality. I could have uploaded something, but you guys kind of know how I am. I really only like to film and upload things that I'm proud of, that I think are funny, or that I think are, you know, they have a good purpose. Like, for example, like a bench PR today. If I hit it, which I really am hoping I do.
Well, if not, I'll be there to save you.
It's true, Aaron will pick it up for me. I really just haven't done anything interesting. I've just been trying to accumulate all this volume, and I've been looking forward to this Monday for a while. And honestly, I'd be lying if I said I wouldn't be a little frustrated if I didn't hit this today. I would. If I don't hit it, I'm gonna be a little frustrated. And I'm still gonna try to have a good workout, but damn, like,
I will leave if that happens.
I'm gonna be upset. Like, I mean, I'm gonna keep it real. So fucking stupid, bro. Because 420, like, I didn't really care too much. You know, it's 420, who really cares? It's not like it's a 10 on each side. And on top of that, I mean, it wasn't even planned. I was just kind of YOLO PRing. But this is what I'm saying. If I got that close to it, and then I, you know, take 4 weeks, 5 weeks accumulating all the volume that you can deload, I think adding 5 pounds to that.
It's already been a month?
Yes.
What the heck? That felt like it was like a week ago.
So, I want to try to get back in the, I don't even want to say that. I don't know, maybe I'll upload when I upload. But
Maybe
I'll upload again one day. My brain's telling me to cut, but my heart's telling me to keep bulking because I just feel like I've been making too much progress. So I don't know exactly when the cut's gonna be. And, you know, also, like, being that I've been training for 7 years, guys, I feel like, you know, if there is the natural limitation, like everyone says there is, which, you know, I'm sure there is, but, like, let's just ignore that and act like it doesn't exist because that's the better thing to do. I feel like if you want to make progress, but, you know, let's say that is a very real thing, which it is, like, you know, it's not, though, you know, it's not. Point is I'm kind of at that, like, I'm kind of right there. Like, I'm about to start really flatlining here probably.
Why? Why do you say that?
No, okay, take it back. I'm more like right there.
Well, why do you say that though? What's your reasoning?
Because I've been training for 7 years.
So what? There's always new things to unlock and different ways to train your body.
No, I'm saying my muscle potential, like how much muscle I can build.
Is there like a scientific study that you're exactly going off of that has someone that stopped growing?
Yeah, everyone does. Every natural lifter eventually hits like a plateau that you can't build more muscle.
Well, are they just doing the same thing as they've always done or trying new shit to actually become bigger?
I don't know. This is what you didn't understand.
I don't think there's any limits.
Okay, well,
if there is limits, you need to surpass your limits.
Okay, I know that, but this is my point. Let's say it does exist. I would say that I'm at the higher end of it starting to flatten out.
So you think you're massive?
A lot harder. Yes. I think it's going to get a lot harder starting, you know, here pretty soon or even right now.
Do you need me to...
Listen, can I talk, please?
Do you need me to humble you by getting big?
Listen, Aaron, can you shut it?
I'm just trying to...
You're not letting me finish my sentence is what you're trying to do.
Listen, I record it.
Okay, exactly, and I'm the one that's talking, so why are you saying
Well, guess who's talking now?
Okay.
I'm just kidding.
Like, put it this way. Let's say maybe I'm not at this point where it's going to become completely flat or like close to flat. But the point is when I first started training, are my gains right now going to be anywhere near they were when I was a noob when I first started? No, my progress is not going to be, you know, that quick anymore. And I know that because no matter what I've done, no matter how many times I switch my methods, I have not gotten gains obviously like I have on my newbie stage. I'd say the closest I've got to that is this bulk. And that's my point, and that's why I want to keep bulking, because if I am close to this point of flattening out, hypothetically, if I am, I don't believe I am, but if I was, and if there was a reason that I could know that I was near it, it would be the fact that I've been training for 7.5 years. So if I cut, I think that would kind of mitigate a lot of the progress that I've made on this book. Is mitigate a word?
I just never heard you say that.
So, yeah. You're making me feel like a fucking retard.
Why? I'm just saying that you're negative and you think that you're gonna hit a certain point.
I'm not being negative, bro. How am I being negative?
There's not a natty limit.
Okay.
If I wanted to get huge, I could change in like a month.
Yeah, because you're small right now. What the fuck?
Okay, if I wanted to get smaller, I can change in like a month.
What does you're?
There's no limits, is what I'm saying.
God, put the camera down. But
See, you're trying.
you're just spewing nonsense right now.
Such a lonely day, and it's mine. The most loneliest day of my life. Such a lonely day should be banned. It's a day that I can't stand. The most loneliest day of my life. The most loneliest day of my life. Such a lonely day shouldn't exist.
That one really pissed me off, guys. So fucking stupid. I went through the 5 stages of grief in about 5 minutes. I accept it. It happened. I fucking failed. I mean, the reality is, you know, when I hit 405 and I was 193, I was benching 4 times a week. Sounds stupid, but it works. Definitely. Especially the way I was doing it, managing my fatigue, hitting my RPEs correctly, and this is truly a result of what benching 1 time a week can get you. I mean, though I am bigger, though I have a higher ceiling, benching 1 time a week is just not going to cut it. But it's just such an issue because I don't, like guys, I don't want to commit to powerlifting. I don't want to do what's necessary to hit this number or these numbers, but I just expect them to come, and that's my own issue. But I truly just have been loving gaining muscle and, you know, bodybuilding, training to failure. But if I want these numbers, I'm gonna have to make a sacrifice, and I just don't know if I'm willing to take that right now. And the only way that I could really, I feel like, progress quicker and hit higher numbers is to go full powerlifting mode. But I just hate the way my physique looks when I do that. I feel like I look like fucking shit because I just don't ever have any energy to train, you know, accessories or bodybuilding movements because I'm so exhausted by the time I do all my powerlifting movements and sets. So, it's just a rough spot to be in, guys. I'm sorry I fucking failed. Like, it's really a letdown, man. Like, it really was a letdown because the 420 was there. It sucks. I just didn't want to go for it because I just felt like I could do 425, but I guess I couldn't. So, when I did 420, I was right here, like, kind of, and you just picked it up from there. But at that time, I literally went here, and then I went like this, and you like picked it up from the fucking like bottom. I pushed super hard still, but like I just thought
I had to reline it up.
I'm not gonna lie, like for a second,
when you pushed it up,
I know.
had to redo it.
Dude, for a second, when I went down my chest, I'm like, oh my god, like I'm gonna die. And then you just fucking ripped that shit up. Because I was like, all right, like Aaron can definitely, you know, pick it up from like here, but like from down here, I was like, no way. But like you literally said. seen Alex Eubank make a video about like his stance on the glorification of steroids, and me and Steph, whether you believe it or not, are lifetime natural, and we have a few interesting takes. I think, you know, someone like Alex, like he really hasn't even been around that long. I've been around for 7 years now, not just working out, but actually in the space. Like I started posting YouTube videos to fitness YouTube when I was 16. Maybe I, of course, blew up on more TikTok and that helped me out, like a newer generation type thing. But I mean, guys, you know, I'm a OG, so is Steph. We've been around for a long time. Yep. I think we just have a different view of everything. And I just kind of want to talk about like where it was going. What's going on with fitness is one, just a cycle. Ironic word to use, but it really is. It's just all one big cycle. Everything always is going to come full circle. Like, sure, right now these big giant bodybuilders are going to be trendy, but eventually, give it a couple years, probably aesthetics will be back.
Aesthetics always comes back.
Yeah, hard style, all that shit. And then it might go back to huge people again. Like, or even right now, recently there's like a hybrid athlete shit with the people running. Like,
yeah, that running.
There's always going to be. There's only so many types of physiques and types of exercises and training methods that you can really do. You know, we've had everything trend now. We got Rich Piano. We got, you know, science-based training, like training to failure, training with reps in reserve. It's just all like kind of one big trend. And there's, like I said, there's only so much you can really do in fitness. So that's why it's always going to come full circle. So the thing is I wanted to say that we've reached this really interesting state, in my opinion, where I think fitness is more of a double-edged sword, and there's no handle in the middle to hold. And by that, I mean, I've talked about this before, and I remember maybe a year or two ago, everyone kind of thought I was a idiot when my editor, out of context, posted the clip of me just saying it. But I was basically in my car, and I said something along the lines of, guys, I hope you realize that if I were to come out tomorrow and say, I'm on a bunch of steroids, like I'm starting my first cycle, and I'm not a natural lifter, I would actually get more out of my career if I did that with how the fitness industry is.
So true.
So, and people thought that was like stupid, and I also said in the video, guys, we're not in 2016 anymore. You're not going to get booted off a brand when you're not natural. You're not going to get a penalty. It just came around, and we have fully embraced, you know, steroids and what they are and just how they are in the industry. Is that going to stop fake naturals from existing? No, but did it reduce the amount? I'd assume so. I also said in that video, I'm way more likely to believe someone is natural that looks insane by now, because I think to lie is kind of ridiculous, because you literally don't have anything to lose. It's just a shot at your ego, and that's the only reason that fake naturals even still exist. And before, it wasn't just for that specific reason. It was like, oh, I have to be on contract. I want to be with this brand. I want people to like look up to me. It's for the greater good. I want people to stay natural. Before I let Steph go, I wanted to say it's a double-edged sword, because we went from fake natties are bad, we shouldn't have those, everyone should just be open and honest, to, guys, I'm so honest that you should use my code, and like, look at me, you know, these guys are lying and I'm not. For example, the Dylan McKnight video, right? Like, I'm sure you guys have seen him like open up about him fucking lying about being natural. But I was also saying this before we put on the camera, I'm like, is it really better? Like, is it really better to have everyone open and honest about steroids, but it's completely glorified, where I can't scroll my Instagram reels without seeing some fat fucking chubby kid who doesn't even look like he lifts weights fucking injecting and getting like couple thousand likes? Is that really better than, hear me out, what me and Steph grew up with in fitness, which was everyone was a fucking fake natty, and me and Steph believing that some of these people were natural that completely fucking weren't, and being almost deluded that we could take natural lifting way fucking further than most people could? Because I think me and Steph have hypothesized, and I'm not saying one is better than the other, but I am saying we have came to the conclusion that we don't think we would have brought our physiques naturally, whether you believe it or not, as far as we have, without looking up to those people who were never natural in the first place but claimed it. So I honestly think, with the way fitness is going, I think this is honestly worse than having a bunch of fucking fake natties to a certain degree. Now, you know, both edges of the sword fucking suck, but you gotta pick your poison. That's how I kind of feel about it.
You can't have a system where something is so one way, like how we grew up with like glorifying these fake natties. And me and Lexx are under the impression the whole time, basically, that all these guys are unnatural physiques that we and Lexx thought were natural. And that actually pushed us farther as naturals, because we're like, oh, like these guys can look like this, and us being like idiot, young, impressionable kids, we're just like taking their word for it. Oh yeah, these guys are natural. Like, wow, these transformation videos are crazy. we could do that too. Like it really truly made me believe, and I'm sure Lexx felt the same way, that like, wow, like if he can get that strong and look that good naturally, like I know I could do that.
Almost like coping, being, oh, he's natural because maybe his shoulders aren't super capped. Maybe he's not super veiny. Like, oh, he's on a bulk right now. Maybe that's why he's super strong. Like, whatever. We're literally like coping with it.
Yeah, and that it's like, now it's like the other way where it just sucks to like see how glorified steroids are, because, when I grew up, being natural and having a crazy physique and being strong was like almost like a status symbol of like, wow, like that guy did it all. I'm like, they're not on steroids. Like, that's crazy. Like, that's a freak of nature. That's like a 1 in a million genetics, 1 in a billion genetics. And now it's just like, you just see all these people that don't even really lift taking steroids because they think it's going to get them from point A to point B, and they're not even going to have to do any of the work.
You can't even blame them half the time, because
you can't.
Now at this point, if you take fucking steroids and say you're open about it, oh man, like finally, bro, we got some fucking honesty. Like you're such an honest guy, bro. And they're like, yeah, man, like I'm on this brand and this brand and this brand. Like, you should use my code, bro. Like, support me so I can get a bunch of fucking money. Like, honestly, versus someone looking very, very fucking good top of the line, which I know we're talking about like a 1 percentile of people, but like top of the line people getting, oh, this guy's a fucking, my camera keeps fucking bugging out and stopping, but look at this guy fucking claiming natural. Yeah, fucking right. Fuck this guy, you know what I mean? But obviously we do have, our hate either way. If these little kids are doing it, they still get hated on. But the fact of the matter is the difference between that is one person stayed natural and is living a healthy lifestyle and got hate, the other one, and pushed the natural limit as far as he could, and the other one looks like absolute fucking donkey dick, and you can't even tell he works out, and he's embarrassing himself doing drugs on social media and getting a bunch of fucking likes and praise for it because he's like an honest guy. So, or just hate straight up.
It sucks too, because it's like, me and Lexx like see some of these kids and like they have crazy genetics and they're already taking stuff at such a young age, and like we know what it's like to be that age. And I mean, when you're that young, like, and you're going through puberty and like you're hitting this peak of testosterone, like me and Lexx have hypothesized, when you're like, it's that 17-year-old like testosterone, like there's something about being 17 years old, like
just like your puberty, it's
you're tested, you almost get like a trial run of what it would be like to be on test.
Like you're literally
being natural.
You're literally going through puberty and your hormones are like going through crazy changes, and they're never going to revert back to that state. You only go through puberty once, and a lot of people have actually described taking steroids like a second puberty. So, you're literally shutting down all your hormones through puberty, and like it's just fucking ridiculous. Like the real question that we really have for you guys is, what's really better? Was the fake natty era of fitness better for the health and the overall long-term benefits of people and fitness? Or is it now with the glorification of steroids and pin ourselves on Instagram Reels? Like, all I'm saying is I would pick the one that I grew up on versus this one, because honestly, if you really think about it, bro, what if we were like 16 or 15 right now? Like, I think I have a really good moral compass, and I think you do too, and we definitely probably would have stayed natural, like how we have. I think the odds of us taking fucking steroids at a young age are way higher, because whether people hate influencers or like them, an influencer's job is to influence. That's what they do best, and that's why they're called, as corny as it sounds, an influencer. Listen, let's go back and rewind to 2019. I could scroll everywhere, and I am not gonna find a fucking kid promoting, glorifying, or even doing steroids on my feed that is that young and looks that much like fucking shit.
It's crazy too, because if you talk to or just listen to all the pro bodybuilders that like see that kind of stuff now, like they agree and they're on stuff. They're just like, dude, you gotta like at least have 5 years of natural lifting to really like get to where you need to be naturally before you ever even consider taking stuff. Like me and Lexx have been lifting for 7-8 years at this point, and we would be lying if we said we haven't thought about it here and there. Like, we always joke about, oh, bro, let's just hop on, bro. Like, I don't feel good, bro. Like, my social media isn't growing. Well, let's just hop on. But it's like, there's something about, like, actually doing it and, like, being from natural to not natural that's, like, you're never going to get that back. Like, what if you regret it? If you regret it, then it's like, damn, you just fucked your whole test, and you'll never be, even if you are natural and you stop taking shit, you're always going to be not natty. And that's just like, that's a decision that these kids are making when they're not even 18 years old yet. Like, it's just crazy to me.
Sometimes fucking I've seen as low as like 15 and shit.
Which is, bro, I didn't know I can make a decision about like what I wanted my life to be like in 5-10 years when I was 15.
I
Like,
didn't
bro,
even-
I didn't know what I wanted for fucking breakfast, bro.
I used
Like,
to fucking, when I was like 14, I'd masturbate with my fingers like this in a claw position because I didn't know how to jerk my own cock. And we have you guys injecting exogenous fucking hormones into your ass cheeks and like measuring it out with the millimeter, whatever the fuck. I didn't even know how to jerk off while you guys are doing steroids.
I was shooting hand sanitizer at that point.
Yeah. And you guys are taking fucking gear. What the fuck's up with that? So our point is here is that let's just, another thing is like, man, like, this is, you know, it sucks that I even feel corny to just say this, like, because of how things have changed, but like, damn, man, like, can we all cheer up a bit? Like, not to be that cornball, but hey, can we be happy for once again? Like,
can a brother spare some dopamine? Like,
yeah. You know, if you don't have anyone to look up to that's natural, like if you think Alex Eubank is too small, then look up to me and Steph. Because, you know, we came pretty, I'm 220 lean, and Steph's also like 220 lean. And we did this shit naturally. I swear to God, on everything. What more do you want from me?
God,
I'm not saying this. I don't even want anything out of this. I just want you guys to fucking be healthy and make better decisions. And like, listen, if you're gonna dabble in the fucking gear, at least go through puberty first. And at least don't let these fucking idiots on social media that are listening to fucking hard funk edits with rolling their eyes back, look at they're about to fucking ejaculate under the fucking weight, convince you to do gear when there's people like me and Steph who can fucking bench 4 plates and like do all the shit, functional, feel good, like live a really good life that are very successful. Without that shit, you don't need it, man. You just don't fucking need it. This isn't like drinking or this isn't like smoking or even drinking. It's nothing like that. The moment that you do that shit, the side effects that you can get are so instantaneous. Then, you know, smoke a fucking pack of cigarettes a day and you're gonna get less side effects than you will literally 6 months of fucking steroids. Now, if you want to be a competitive bodybuilder, f*** it. But I know you little f***ers on my Instagram reel that look like absolute dog shit are not bodybuilders. You guys look like the average kid at the fucking playground. All right, so let's keep it real. We're doing we're the old heads at the gym. You got to listen to.
I'm gonna
man.
give you one of these.
Pretend that I'm you, and Steph is at your gym telling you straight up, and he's a lot bigger than you, most likely.
Listen, sport. Maybe you should reconsider taking steroids.
Why?
Because back when I was your age, I took them, and I have erectile dysfunction now. And I haven't been able to please a woman in a really long time.
Yeah, but I'm Sigma and I'm him, and that's not gonna happen. I mean, I'm gonna look way better than you by that age, so fuck off, you fucking loser.
Yeah, well, go fuck yourself.
Guys, stay natural, okay? At the bare minimum, at least, until you don't look like an absolute sack of fucking potatoes.